Alright, hope everyone is doing well. Today we are playing some Bloodthirsty Conqueror. I have been excited to try this card out in Standard ever since I've seen it. It's a mythic from Foundations, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it and the deck in a minute. But before I get into that, I want to continue to say thank you to all the new subscribers. The channel is consistently growing, and I really appreciate that. If you can all continue to help me grow, thank you very much. And all the comments have been wonderful. I'd love to see the feedback. Please keep bringing that stuff in. Next, today I am playing Best of One again, and I'm going to play Best of One for the next couple of videos. I'm actually kind of recording a whole batch of videos today, starting with this one because I have a vacation, a much needed vacation coming up. We are going to be going off to the ocean and kind of disconnecting for a bit, but I wanted to have some videos recorded while I'm away so that I can have them uploaded and ready to release, so that I can have a consistent release schedule on the channel. Anyways, we will go back to Best of 3 once Edge of Eternities comes out, but for now I'm just enjoying the Best of 1 queue, not worrying about the sideboard, not worrying about crafting cards that are going to be rotating out in a few days. Let's talk briefly about what we have here. And, well, I guess we should address the rotation. This deck is not really rotating. We are losing, of course, some of the removal from this deck, but we'll be able to replace that with some other competent removal, or comparable removal. That's what I wanted to say. So I'm not too worried about that. The core of this deck is actually going to be staying the same. And the core of the deck, of course, revolves around Bloodthirsty Conqueror, a 5 CMC 5/5 Vampire Knight. It has flying and death touch, and it says whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. Well, the key behind this card is that it kind of synergizes with the Starscape Cleric, a card that will not be rotating. It is an offspring that kind of is relevant, but not overly relevant. It is 2 CMC, 2/1. This creature cannot block, and whenever you gain life, each opponent loses life. So your opponent, you gain some life somehow. There are many ways in this deck to gain life. Once you gain a little bit of life, your opponent will lose life, and then that will trigger the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain life. So they lose 1 life, and then you gain 1 life, and you lose a life and you gain a life, and you lose a life and you gain a life, and then your opponent is dead because they're stuck in this endless loop between the Starscape Cleric and the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. I pulled that off a number of times. It's pretty fun to watch it go down. It just tick, 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 ticks. The Enduring Tenacity should also do the same thing, because it says whenever you gain life, target opponent loses life. So if we gain some life, they will lose 2 life, and then when they lose life, then you will gain that life, and these two should combo off the same. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Another little combo that is in the deck is the Unstoppable Slasher with the Bloodletter of Alclataz or something. I should really proofread these or read these names beforehand. The Bloodletter Demon. This vampire demon says if an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much life instead. So your Unstoppable Slasher says whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, they lose half of their life. They lose half of their life, and then they lose the other half of their life thanks to the Bloodletter. So this is a combo that I'm really hoping to be able to pull off. We have a little bit of disruption in the form of Deep Cavern Bat and the Revenant, which gives us lifelink. I thought it was going to rotate. I actually thought it was an older card from the same set here, the Phyrexia set, but it's not. It is from Dragonstorm, so it is sticking around. It is a great card that's going to enable the lifelink. It'll allow us to block some creatures very effectively up in the air. It has death touch, and then it can maybe combo with some other cards or start some of the things in the deck. We're also playing Unholy Annex because Unholy Annex is a ridiculous card. It is going to gain us life, it's going to drain the opponent, it's going to trigger some of this nonsense with the Bloodthirsty Conqueror, and then of course we have the interaction with Duress, Go for the Throat, and Shieldred's Edict. That is the core of the deck. It's kind of a one trick. It does what it's doing, and I think we'll be able to pull it off a good number of times. So let's jump into some games and see how it goes. See you over there. Alright, been excited to play this one. I put it together last week, and I've kind of been messing around with it here and there, but I haven't really sat down and actually played a good string of games with the deck. The one negative about this deck that I will say right off the bat is that it is quite one-tricky, and maybe that might not be what some people are very interested in playing. Once you kind of do the combo, and that's kind of how I feel about a lot of combos, is that you did it and then it's done. Okay, the opponent is on a Valgarvoth, oh my god, Faithful, hate this card, hate saying this card. It is going to try to reanimate something from the graveyard. I don't know if we should just remove it right off the bat, or if we should probably save this Shieldred's Edict for maybe whatever they try to reanimate with the Faithful. But yeah, I think it's probably fine to ignore it for now. We do have the Unstoppable Slasher in hand. We only have 3 mana, not the 4th mana for the Bloodletter if we do end up drawing into that. But I guess there is some argument to maybe playing out the Slasher. We could also play out the Revenant. It's a pretty good card to have on the field. We'll see what the opponent does here with their 3 mana. They haven't done anything. I'm suspecting that they're going to try to fill the graveyard. So maybe it's a little bit risky, but I kind of feel like I just want to put out the Unstoppable Slasher, hope that they use their mana here to put something into the graveyard and then reanimate something with the Faithful. Hopefully it's not something that's too impactful, and then we'll be able to Shieldred's Edict away whatever they have reanimated. That's where my brain is at. I really worry about getting punished, but for now they're not doing anything. That's best of one. That's the best of one experience for you. I guess they didn't want to block with the Faithful because they were going to lose the card that they can use to reanimate. It's too valuable to throw away, so then they would have had to take a hit from the Slasher, and they didn't want to lose half their life. Not a great start, but it's a win. Let's keep going. All right, let's see if we get a little bit of a better game against Amop 96. Ooh, heavy 4 CMC hand with a Duress. I don't particularly like that. I guess we'll try it again. Okay, a little bit more competent hand this time around, but I don't know what I want to throw away. Maybe I'll throw away the Bloodletter, and we'll just try to work our way towards having the Unholy Annex on the field, drawing us a few cards, and then we'll go Cleric Conqueror. They are a life gain deck, so they have interaction in the form of Sheltered by Ghost. I think Sheltered by Ghost is probably their only interaction. Ooh, hello. Life gain with Cloud. Well, Cloud is very interesting because he does have the ability to double trigger some lifelink things. And oh, I love what the opponent is doing. I think this is a little bit risky. Is it too risky to put this out just for the sake of trying to have something on the field? I think it is. You know what? I think I'm going to sandbag the Cleric. Where my mind was originally is to put it all on the field and then have it hit the opponent. But we don't really need it to be hitting the opponent because we're looking to get towards the combo. And if they do have a Shelter by Ghost, I would much rather they take the Revenant and just hope that we are able to survive. That being said, the Excalibur. Ooh, we do hit the Bloodletter now. Okay, it's fine. We'll put out the Revenant. We need to go. The Offspring is very expensive on this card. It is 3, so we need 5, and I don't think I can necessarily do that. But they are down to 1 card, so I think probably the play here is to put out the Cleric, try to survive as best we can, and hope that we can all day. Trade this all day. And hope that we can peel a 3rd land. Or 5th land, what am I saying? Okay. This is it. Alright, we'll put out the Cleric. This is what we came here to do. We have the Cleric on the field. We're going to play out the Bloodthirsty Conqueror next turn, and they're not going to have any interaction in those 2 cards that they have up in their hand. I guarantee it. Okay, they equip Cloud. So fine with this. Land. Yes! Oh, yes! Boom. Trigger. 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 And if your opponent does this to you, you sit here and you let all these triggers run out because you have to punish people for playing trash like this. Waste their time. If they've wasted your time playing out a 2-card combo, let them suffer through all these triggers. I love and I hate what is happening right now on the board. It is what it is. It's cool, and it's terrible all at the same time. Sorry, opponent. You had something cool going on. I love the idea of using Excalibur with Cloud in a life gain strategy. It is something that's pretty cool, but we have a Bloodthirsty Conqueror and a Cleric Bat. Sorry about that. Next one. Alright, so we lucked our way into seeing the thing. Just hope your opponents don't play any kind of interaction. Hope you draw your 5th land and you're golden. Opponent's going first. They've kept 7. We do have a little interaction. We have the Unholy Annex. I think I'm okay keeping this one. Ooh, maybe we are against life gain once again. And I'm hoping my nose here, as I keep talking, doesn't keep like plugging up. I'm very sorry if I sound a little congested. I am still fighting the cold from a few weeks ago, and just hoping to get over it soon enough. The opponent playing out 3 planes. I have no idea what this indicates. When your opponent just plays planes, planes, planes. What? Alright, it indicates they have a get lost. Sure. Alright. Cool thing, we do have the Enduring Tenacity. Unfortunately, no flash on this. Wow, they interesting tactic by the opponent. I think it's fine to play out the Enduring Tenacity. If they decide to destroy this card, it's fine. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. And when it dies, it returns to the battlefield as an enchantment. They have Exile for it. Okay, so we are against an opponent who is playing the opposite type of deck compared to our last opponent. They are packing plenty of interaction. Alright, well, I think we have a lot of choices. We could just put out the Unholy Annex here and start to draw some cards. We could also put out a Demon. I think I'm fine with this. Hold up the Sheoldred's Edict or the Go for the Throat, I suppose, if I really want to use my mana effectively. But right now, considering that they're on mono-white interaction, mono-white token, whatever you want to call this deck, I think it's probably fine to try to ease up on the Bloodthirsty Conqueror for now. Try to run them out of resources. I could use this to kill the fish. They are going to be using that to draw a card, and it's also going to be a blocker. I kind of hate it. But they also don't have a ton of other creatures. Is this crazy? I'm going to do it. Maybe it's crazy. Let me know. Let's go out with the Deep Cavern Bat, see what their interaction is like. Ultima and Lay Down Heads. Let's take out the Lay Down Arms. Man, both of these cards are bad for us. The Exile is worse because it gets rid of the Enduring Tenacity, but I think probably we'll take that. We'll play out the Tenacity. We'll force them to use Ultima this turn. It'll give us a Tenacity in the form of an enchantment. And then they can't get rid of it with the Lay Down Arms. Ultima, hang on, oh my god, I'm so stupid. I forgot that Ultima also destroys and then exiles, right? Oh my god. What a stupid card. Alright. Me being dumb as well. Of course, everything has to exile. It's fine. It is what it is. Let's see if they decide to use the Lay Down Arms on the Revenant. Okay, they do. We could destroy the Revenant and just have it put into our graveyard. Maybe that is insane. The opponent using their Fountain Ports ahead of schedule. They could be just like doing that on our end step. I'm not really sure why they're acting so hastily, but they are. They want to make sure to draw cards so that we can maybe have a duress and take those cards out of their hand. Definitely don't do what the opponent's doing. They're gonna probably win this game because Ultima into get lost, lay down hand, lay down arms, lay down arms, lay down arms is insane interaction from the opponent. And we're sitting here kind of twiddling our thumbs. So we met our match. Here's the thing. When you're playing a deck like this, is your win con hope the opponent concedes? Is that really your game plan here? This is my problem. Well, I spoke too soon. There's your win con, I guess. One card win con. All right, we'll destroy it, but they do get 2 little babies on the field, and they're just gonna kind of annoy us. I'm sure they also have plenty of other interaction. Ooh, can't do anything about that. But I guess we're in a position where we just gotta kind of play out our cards. So, Bloodthirsty Conqueror out, and then if they have removal for it, we'll just say, opponent GG. Oh my god. Look at this. Top 40, not top 40, top 20 cards. 3 lay down arms, 3 get lost, and 2 voice of victory. GG opponent. That is some nice drawing. But they were drawing tons of cards with the Fountain Port. Fountain Port really proving that it is a great card overall. Not a whole lot we could do. Next one. Oh, that mono white control deck is terrifying. I've actually not tried it yet, which is a little surprising in ways because it does a little bit seem up my alley. It does have a lot of cards that I do like, and I know they're playing more win cons than I was alluding to while I was complaining, but yeah, I just haven't brought myself to try it out yet. All right, let's see what our opponent is up to. Oh, this Nosebide. Oh, we have ourselves a good old mirror match. So I don't know. It literally doesn't matter what I take here because they're going to murder this Deep Cavern Bat in due time. Okay. I should read this card. This is a card I am not playing in my deck. So, Rush of Dread, 1 black plus, and it's a spree card. Target opponent sacrifices half the creatures they control of their choice, rounded up. Target opponent discards half the cards in their hand, rounded up. Oh, they drew the... What? What a draw by the opponent. We're getting... We're getting a little unlucky here with these opponents just finding hot stuff. I don't think this Strategic Betrayal was in their hand. That's nutty. And then target opponent loses half their life rounded up. So pretty neat. Okay. We don't have a way of dealing with this. We can make them sacrifice it, but that will keep coming back. Alright, let's put out the Revenant, and then I guess I'm going to have to make them sacrifice this Slasher, even though it is not going to be disappearing. They have just a ton of removal, so we're not going to be able to keep anything on the field. And honestly, this Ritual Chamber might just end up killing us because Demon be damned. Alright, so they decide to use the... they are a little bit pinched on mana. That might be our saving grace. So they can just sacrifice the Unstoppable Slasher before it hits us down to... What would it hit us down to? 7? A little bit too dangerous. Let's just use our mana this way. I think it's fine. We'll put out the Demon. It'll at least prevent us from losing 2 life this turn. Unless this last card is another Shieldred's Edict. Or Go for the Throat. Wow. Alright. Well, it is what it is. We hit a Go for the Throat. I think this time, maybe... So how does this work? Whenever this creature deals combat... No. When this creature dies, if it had no counters on it, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with stun counters on it. Maybe we need to use the Go for the Throat to remove it now before, and then it'll be gone. That being said, they do have the Bloodletter, so I do have to be careful of that. They are making us discard. Alright. Thankfully, we are drawing cards, so I don't mind the discard thing there. but I cannot allow the Unstoppable Slasher to remain on the field because of the Bloodletter. It's going to eventually kill us. This turn, I kind of hope they play out the Bloodletter and don't kill my... Okay. Now I can duress. I can get this thing out of their hand. And I guess I play out my own Unstoppable Slasher. We have 2 Death Touch creatures. Do I attack? I think I attack. If they end up peeling some kind of removal, I think I'd rather have the life gain here. Yeah. And they have the Unstoppable Slasher in their face. Attacking here is pretty... Oh. If I... Yeah, we sack the Revenant, right? That way, it still puts them in this weird spot. They mix a 1-1. A 0-1. I forgot about that. Is okay. Okie dokie. So... They block with the 0-1. Good. And we put out a demon, so now we are draining them, and now we're hoping that they just have a turn of drawing dead. Let's see if the... What's better? Unholy Annex or Rush of Dread? That seems to be the matchup that we have going right now. Yes! I shouldn't be too happy about the opponent stumbling. Oh? Why? 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 What was that? Opponent, what was that? Okay. Are they dead? Maybe? Yeah, I think they're dead. Okay. I don't know. That was weird. Why would you attack him with a Bloodletter? It doesn't matter. They were in a bad position. Them drawing that 7th land really sealed the deal for them. And Unholy Annex proving that it is still a busted card. Yeah, okay, fine. I had fun. Keep going. A couple more. I really got to do a better job of keeping track of what games I'm playing. I think that was game number 4. Oh. Do you keep this hand? Sure, we're going first. This is going to be a lot of pressure on turn 3. That'll be fine. I think we got it. We'll try to do 3 more, regardless if it's 3 games left or 4 games left. We'll find out. So the opponent on a... Ooh, what is this? Teamer! A Teamer deck. Okay, well, what does Teamer mean for us? It could mean... I don't even know what I think. When I think Teamer, I think of the Battle Crier, Teemo Battle Crier card, and ooh, that's gonna hurt opponent. Although, what are we drawing with all these lands? Come on now. The one that, anyways, the Battle Crier that reduces the cost of all 4 toughness creatures, I think is what it is. I saw a Saffron Olive deck with it, and it's popped up a few times against me on the ladder. Okay, so the opponent is just like full committed to this idea of ramping, but they are taking Unstoppable Slasher hits. I don't think, unfortunately, what's with these draws? I don't think these 2 Unstoppable Slashers killed the opponent here. Takes them down to 1. Alright, and if they just have like an Ugin, do they have that? 2, 4, 6, they could have 7. Well, how much is Ugin? What the heck is Nexus of Becoming? At the beginning of your combat, at the beginning of combat, on your turn, draw a card. Then you may exile an artifact or a creature card from your hand. If you do, create a token that's a copy of the exiled card, except it's a 3/3 golem artifact creature in addition to the other types. What was the opponent up to? No idea. It kind of looked neat, and I wish I could have seen a little bit more of it play out, but it didn't go that way. I guess even drawing 4 lands off the top, that's what that was, right? 4 lands in a row. Well, if you have the right 3 CMC cards, you can still get there. A couple more. Okie doke. I will say about best of 1 that I think I see a greater variety of decks. Spoke too soon. Here we go. We got the mono white matchup once again. Yikes. What do we take here? Sunfall? Split up? I don't know. All of these cards are really annoying to us. Let's get the Sunfall, because the Sunfall exiles, and I don't like being exiled. Maybe I should have taken the treasure map. Perhaps. We'll see if we can get their bunny with the go for the throat. Okay, fine. It's a target. And then we are going to go in on the Unholy Annex. Yeah. To draw some cards and hope that something's going to be able to come out of this. Maybe we can get them to use their split up on the Enduring Curiosity or the Bloodletter. No, let's do it on the Enduring Curiosity. So we'll put this out. Hopefully they didn't draw like a what do we want to, some exile effect. I don't know what exile effect that they might have in this case, but we'll do that. I'm gonna flying around here. Oh, I got it. I ninja'd it. No, I didn't. I thought I did. All right. So they unfortunately have a bit of a field here that I can't get through. I suppose I attack in with the Enduring Curiosity. We'll see what they do. If they decide to double block, that would be kind of cool. They do not. So since that's the case, we could put something out. Split up does not deal very well with the board right now. And I don't know if I care about the Night Squire. So I'm thinking, like, do I do Cleric plus the Go for the Throat, or do I put out the Demon and force them into... I think we do it this way. They're down to 2 cards. They're a little bit struggling on lands. I think we put out the Demon, drain them, try to drain them. Hey, we hit another Conqueror. That's pretty cool. And then put them in a weird position where they're going to have to decide whether or not they want to split up or... split up or just go out with the treasure map, which would be a pretty anemic play by them. I feel like you gotta, I don't know, what do you... Really tricky position here, because you can't really swing it. You don't want to split up for tapped creatures. They're making a Phyrexian. Okay, so the Knights... The Sky Knight Squire is going to be a pretty good go for the throat target. Okay. I think we're fine with this. So let's remove this from the field. And... yeah, let's do this. We'll put out the Cleric. We'll attack in with both of these. Maybe it should have been the Unstoppable Slasher, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, there goes the fly. Oh, I really want to get it. And they're going to get hit and drained for a little bit, and now they're still in that position where they have to decide if they want to split up. Now, if they split up killing tapped creatures, then we... I think I got it this time. Oh, I didn't. Man, he's evasive. If they put out the treasure map, temporary lockdown is bad. Okay. Good. Well, we run out the Bloodthirsty. Oh, did I miss something there? Was I supposed to put out the Demon? Maybe. I think I was a little too focused on the Bloodthirsty Conqueror working. I think it works with the Tenacity. I've never actually done it with the Tenacity. Come on, please let me do it. This should work. Okay. Hit for 3. We gain life. And then that triggers the Tenacity. Ding them for 5. Good game. Yeah. Cool. And it should have looped, I believe, right? They take 5 damage. There's no reason that wouldn't keep cycling. They take 5 damage whenever one loses life. We gain life. We gain 5, and that's cool. So we can beat the mono white, assuming maybe this makeup of the mono white deck is a little bit different from the other one. The other one seemed like it was definitely, maybe they just drew that part of the deck, but they were very heavy on the removal, and they had like a few win cons, whereas this deck is trying to actually take more advantage of all the 1/1 tokens that they're creating. This one's probably playing the, oh my gosh, something, Caretaker's Talent. Caretaker's Talent? I think that's the saga that they're playing. The class, whatever it is. Okay, one more. Alright, so we've seen the Conqueror pop off a few times, but we have not seen the slasher get the awesome kill, where they get to double up on the damage taken with the bloodletter. I would love to see it. This opening hand is telling me we're not going to see it, but hey, there's always some hope. The opponent on a Golgari deck playing. I love this skin. Such a neat one. We are on the turn 3 do something play, and they're playing a Collector's Vault. Pretty neat card. I don't see this overly often. But yeah, this skin. It's cool. This sleeve, I should say. Okay, it looks like they might be on the draw a card, then discard a card, create a treasure token. So do we want to go out with the Unholy Annex, or do we want to go out with the Revenant? Let's put out the Revenant. And I guess the follow-up is going to be the Enduring Tenacity, and we'll start seeing if we can get some of those multiple triggers whenever we're gaining life with the Revenant. That's the plan here, at the very least. Oh, they are doing cool stuff. I really want to make a Bahamut deck, Bahamut plus Knights of Round. I think reanimating those two sagas seems like a really fun thing, but unfortunately right now, the Yuna decks are kind of, they overshadow the Bahamut, and they just go out with the Overlords instead, because the Overlords are just better cards. It's a little unfortunate, but yeah, maybe one day we'll throw together a deck using the big old Saga Dragon. Hey, the opponent doing it for us. Okay, so is this indestructible? It's not. Well, I suppose we have no choice, but we can't really destroy it because the unit just brings it back. The opponent definitely they did the cool thing. All right, let's murder Yuna before it gets out of hand. We're going to be taking... I mean, we're very toast, right? They don't have a target for the Bahamut, thankfully. But we are still taking 9 damage in the air, and we have no way of stopping it. I guess this is what we deserve. We did some nonsense beforehand, and in the previous games, so... should get smacked for 9 with a flying Saga Dragon. It's such a cool card. Okay, they hit the Collector's Vault. Collector's Vault is pretty neat too, doing some very cool work. What do we have here? I guess I could go out with the Bloodthirsty Conqueror and hope that it survives, and hope that I can get the Enduring Tenacity. Maybe they just like ignore it and they're like, whatever. Oh, they have some interaction for it, don't they? Yeah, that is what it is. It's fine. I deserve this. I'm gonna let the opponent have their fun, because I think what they're doing is very cool, and this is something that I have kind of thought about doing myself and just haven't had the ambition, the full push to go ahead and make this deck. Hey, we hit another Conqueror. I guess this is the only way I stay alive, so we'll put out the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. I'm kind of assuming that they're going to have some kind of interaction for it, and the opponent doing this super cool thing. We'll let them get their last swing. Come on. Don't do this. I'm being kind to the opponent, and I am letting them do the cool thing. Your opponent's tapped out. Okay. They did it. Don't start doing other things. Man, those opponents that play out the dinosaur combo deck and they have their full board, they have you dead 16 times over, and then they're like, well, I'm gonna play out a Galta as well. I let the opponent do the thing so they can have the swing, and then as soon as they start doing other stuff, I usually concede at that point, because come on, just get the game done. Let's talk a little bit about this in a quick wrap up. Alright, so here is the Conqueror combo deck. I'm sure you've seen it around. It definitely works, and it is quite a powerful deck. I would maybe say that the deck could use possibly a little bit more interaction in the main board. That being said, we have so much Death Touch, we have so many creatures that kind of stick around and the opponent has a hard time dealing with them. Of course, the Revenant doesn't come back, but being able to renew it is a nice little thing. So lots of flexibility with the cards in this deck. Nothing nothing is rotating outside of Go for the Throat and Shieldred's Edict. Like I said in the intro, I'm not too worried about those cards disappearing because we will be able to find suitable replacements for the removal package. There will always be black removal in Standard. I'm not too worried about losing that. It might not be as good as Shieldred's Edict or Go for the Throat, but I'm sure it's fine. Even like just Shoot the Sheriff will probably be fine, depending on how the format ends up shaking up. So, Bloodthirsty Conqueror, cool card. Combos very nicely with the Bloodletter and of course the Unstoppable Slasher, all these cards. It's a neat deck. Go ahead, play it. It's fun. And yeah, that's about all I have to say about it. If you do run into it on the ladder, what do you do to fight against it? Well, you make sure that you respect the Starscape Cleric and you respect the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. You have to play interaction in your decks, and if you don't, you're dead. Just accept it. I don't know what else to say about this deck. So that's it. I'm all stuffy. Thank you for watching to this point. Please let me know what you think about this combo deck and if you've run into it. That's it for this one. I think I'll be back with another black-oriented deck, mono black. So look forward to that one coming up in a few days. Take care for now, and bye-bye.